Assalamualaikum grade 7. How are you all? So today we will uh, start our new topic, software. But from before starting, I would like to do a bit of preview of our last topic, that was hardware. So what is hardware? The physical elements of a computer which we can see and touch are called hardware. And these hardware are divided into different types like input devices, output devices, storage devices, communication devices, and internal components. So input devices are used to enter the data into the computer. Output devices display the data on that we enter. Storage devices are used to store the process data. Communication devices connect different computers and different devices in a network, and internal components of a computer are used for starting up and all of the things that we studied, like NIC, hard drive, DVD drive, and the keyboard and mouse and monitor. All the ports and all these memories are connected on a board that is called motherboard, and of course motherboard consists of a central processing unit. So moving forward on to our next topic, that is software. So what is software? All the programs on the computer are software. Okay, the programs that we download or that we install on a computer are called software, like Gmail, GPS, or Google Health, YouTube, Word, Google Chrome, and Excel, and Skype, Facebook, Adobe Reader, and Google Drive, Snapchat. All of these are your software. These programs instruct the computer on various tasks that you want it to perform and produce the output that is needed. Now what they do is, if you want to write a letter or a story, you will go on Word, and it will provide you the correct format for it. And if you want to make a list of things, or maybe grocery list, or maybe like you have to do different types of calculations, you will go on Excel, and they will provide you the spreadsheets and different formulas that you have to that will help you to do the calculation. And if you have to make the presentation, you will go on PowerPoint, and they will provide you the correct format for it. And if you have to watch the videos, you will go on YouTube. If you have to check your mail, or you have to write a mail, you have to send someone a mail, you will go to Gmail. If you want to navigate in the city, you will go to maps, Google Maps. And if you want that your mobile space, or your mobile memory doesn't get so much consumed, you will transfer all of your data into your Google Drive, so that all of your data is saved in Drive, and your phone memory is also saved. So these are the types of different types of software perform different types of tasks. Each software is assigned with a specific task, and it performs only that task. But in computer, what you can do is, what you can multitask. आप एक टाइम में different softwares open कर सकते हो in your computer. So a software, you on a software, सिर्फ सॉफ्टवेयर पे आप सिर्फ एक टास्क परफॉर्म कर सकते हो, बट अ कंप्यूटर you can open different software and you can multitask at a time. Now moving to our next topic, that is system unit. The casing that contains all of the internal components of a computer is called the system unit. So what is a system unit? This casing, ये जो बॉक्स है, इसको हम क्या कहेंगे? सिस्टम यूनिट. और इसके अंदर सारे के सारे क्या होते हैं? इंटरनल कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं. कौन कौन से इंटरनल कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं? We have system fan, we have power supply, we have motherboard, we have processors, we have RAM, we have optical drive, we have hard drive, we have heatsink, and we have floppy disk. And of course we have different types of ports as well. So what does this casing do? what is the purpose of the system unit? So the purpose of the system unit is to protect all of the sensitive parts from water, dust, light, etc., and to keep everything together. Like in biology, you study the cell membrane and the cell wall. So what is basically the purpose of the cell membrane and cell wall is to keep the cell rigid in its place and to hold the components. Same here, in the same way the system unit is used to hold all the components together, and it protects from sunlight and water and dust, so that these components or these sensitive components doesn't get spoiled and doesn't get damaged. now there are Now there are two types of system units. It's called desktop or tower casing. So in some places where you have more space, you can use tower casing. So it's like a standing CPU. So when you use a tower, it takes more space, because you have to allot a um, another space for monitor, and you have to uh, make space for this standing tower CPU as well. So it takes a lot of space. So uh, to save space, the companies have launched a new model of system unit that is called desktop computer case. So what does it do is it saves space. So हम क्या करेंगे, अगर हमारे पास इतनी space नहीं है, तो we will mount the मॉनिटर ऑन दिस. तो हम इसके ऊपर वाली सरफेस पे क्या रख सकते हैं, मॉनिटर. मोस्ट ऑफ द ऑफिसेज यूज दिस टाइप ऑफ कंप्यूटर केस और दिस टाइप ऑफ system unit. And in schools we use this, but if we have less space, so we will be using this one system unit. So moving on to our next topic is motherboard. So what is a motherboard? Motherboard is referred to as the heart or backbone of the computer, because all the parts like memory, CPU, optical drives, hard drives, sound card, etc. are directly connected to it. So motherboard क्या कहलाता है, just like हमारा heart जो है वो responsible होता है for pumping the blood in all of our बॉडी, सेम मदरबोर्ड के अंदर भी जो होती है वो डेटा फ्लो करवाता है. तो लाइक मदरबोर्ड इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल कि ये वाला डेटा अगर आपने एंटर किया है तो ये किस पोर्शन में जाएगा. आइदर ये मेमोरी में जाएगा, या ये साउंड कार्ड में जाएगा, या ये फोटो कार्ड में जाएगा, या ये जो है वो हार्ड ड्राइव में जाएगा, या ये जो है वो मॉनिटर पर डिस्प्ले किया जाएगा. तो ये आपको डेटा फ्लो बताता है कि आपने जो डेटा एंटर किया है वो किस डायरेक्शन में फ्लो करेगा. सो सीपीयू के जो हैं वो बहुत सारे कंपोनेंट्स होते हैं. लाइक फ्लॉपी ड्राइव कनेक्टर है. अगर आपने फ्लॉपी ड्राइव कनेक्ट करनी है, आपके पास फ्लॉपी है, तो आप कहाँ कनेक्ट करेंगे, फ्लॉपी ड्राइव कनेक्टर में कनेक्ट करेंगे. 24 पिन ATX पावर कनेक्टर है. अगर आपके पास 24 पिन का पावर कनेक्टर है तो आप यहाँ पे कनेक्ट करेंगे. वी हैव डिम मेमोरी स्लॉट्स. वी हैव CPU का फैन कनेक्टर. लाइक CPU जो है वो बहुत जल्दी हीट अप हो जाता है. सो वी नीड अ हीट सिंक और अ फैन टू कूल इट डाउन. तो वो फैन कहाँ कनेक्ट होगा, CPU फैन कनेक्टर में. वी हैव अ हीट सिंक, we have CPU socket, we have connectors or integrated peripherals. So what does these ports or connectors do? यहाँ से हम different जो है वो we connect desktop, we connect our mouse, we connect our we connect our keyboard, and we connect our printers, we connect our scanners through these ports. अगर ये ports नहीं होंगे तो हम केबल डेटा कहाँ से कनेक्ट करेंगे. So we need these ports to connect different peripherals or hardwares of the computer into the motherboard. Now we have PCI slot, we have integrated graphics processor. Now what does graphics processor do? अगर आपके पास graphics processor नहीं होगा तो how can you see what is going in your computer? आपको कैसे पता लगेगा कि आप मॉनिटर पे क्या देख रहे हो. So graphics is responsible for your pictures, for your text, for basically जो आप इंटरफेस पे देख रहे हो वो सब कुछ किस पर डिपेंड करता है, इंटीग्रेटेड ग्राफिक्स प्रोसेसर पे. वी हैव अ बैकअप बैटरी. तो ये इफ़ इन केस जो है वो लाइट चली जाती है. वी हैव अ बैकअप बैटरी इन लैपटॉप्स, मोस्टली इन लैपटॉप्स, बिकॉज अगर लाइट चली जाती है सो लैपटॉप्स स्टे कनेक्टेड, लैपटॉप ओपन रहता है, लैपटॉप डजंट गेट टर्न ऑफ बिकॉज it has a backup battery. सही है. So we have a backup battery, we have south bridge, we have BIOS flash chip. So what is BIOS flash chip? Flash chip, it is basically it consists of opening and shutting down process. तो जो आपका कंप्यूटर स्टार्टअप लेगा ना वो BIOS चलेगा. So BIOS is your program that is built in your computer to help you start up the computer. So these are all the types of devices that are connected on that are mounted on a motherboard. I hope you have understood the concept of software, system unit, desktop, shapes and tower, and what is motherboard. And of course, what is hardware and software as well.